UFC Fight Night, Derrida versus Allen is this weekend. I know it's not Derrida versus Hernandez, which is the fight that we all really wanted, but it's still going to be a decent card. I'm going to break down the main card. Let's just jump straight into the main event. Derrida versus Allen. Honestly, guys, I think this is going to be very one-sided. Let's just look at like the last four fights from both of these guys. If you look at Derrida, he beat Robert Whittaker, Bo Nickel, Kevin Holland, Gerald Meerschaert, and back in UAE Warriors, Magomed Murad Kasayev. Who knows who that is? But dude, this guy has only really lost to one guy back in ONE FC in both the light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions, I believe, or middleweight and light heavyweight. And this guy's a gigantic monster, right? What's his name again? Yeah, Anatoly Malikin. Check this guy out. He is a freak, dude. He's so much bigger than anybody else that Derrida's likely to face. So in reality, when you compare that with Brendan Allen's last five fights, where he beat Marvin Vettori, and yeah, Marvin Vettori didn't seem really on form in that fight. He beat Caio Bahayo. He lost to Caio, lost to Fluffy, lost to Nazardine Imavov, beat Chris Curtis. Now, don't get me wrong, those three are all like really top guys, but RDR is a top guy as well. And I just don't see a way that Brendan Allen is going to be able to beat Reinier Derrida. He doesn't have the knockout power to knock him out. He doesn't have the grappling to even compete with RDR. And this is a 5-round fight. RDR has the ability to grind Brendan Allen down like he did with Robert Whittaker. I think that if Robert Whittaker wasn't able to beat RDR, then Brendan Allen definitely can't. The way I see this going is RDR is going to wear Brendan Allen down, be very grapple heavy, use a lot of those same knees that he was doing against Bo Nickel, and eventually by the third round, I think he's just going to break Brendan Allen. I see this being an arm triangle choke or a rear naked choke if Brendan Allen's trying to like scramble away from half guard or mount and ends up giving his back. RDR is just too good on the ground, and he's going to be able to take that submission. So round three, Reinier Derrida is going to win. We move on to Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott. This is another interesting fight. Kevin Holland is coming off of a loss to D-Rod, but he has so much high level of experience. Mike Malott, on the other hand, he has 2 wins recently against Charles Ratke and Trevin Giles. Those are 2 decent wins. Lost to Neil Magny, who's usually that gatekeeper test. I don't know if Kevin Holland's ever fought Neil Magny. I don't think they have, and that's crazy if they haven't, but I think that Kevin Holland would piece up Neil Magny. So it's hard to bet against Kevin Holland in a fight like this because he's just so, he has that knockout power. He's got good grappling. He's been working on his wrestling. Mike Malott does have a good record, but I don't think that he has that type of experience against high-level competition yet. So I see, in a 3-round fight, I see Kevin Holland being able to win a decision or a KO here. Either 29-28 or just out of nowhere, he's going to KO Mike Malott. Or like rock him really badly and get the finish. Moving on to Marlon Vera versus Amin Zahabi. This is another good, like really good fight here. This bantamweight matchup I think is very interesting and could say a lot as to like what is capable for the rest of Amin Zahabi's career. He's quite old for the division. And he has had quite a slow career, only has like 15 professional fights, but good wins, beat Jose Aldo recently, has incredible boxing, good takedown defense, and Cheeto he starts too slow, guys. Like, he in a 5-round fight, it can maybe work for him because he's got amazing cardio, but in a 3-round fight, when you basically always give up the first round, and it's very hard for you to finish, I don't see how Marlon Vera wins this. I think that Amin Zahabi's going to touch him up on the feet. Good fundamental boxing is just going to beat Marlon Vera all day. And then Cheeto might, ramp up and start putting the pace on in round 3, but it'll be too little too late. So I see this being a 29-28 decision win for Zahabi. Manon Fiorot versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. Try saying that 5 times in a row. Jasmine Jasudavicius, Jasmine Jasudavicius, Jasmine Jasudavicius, Jasmine Jasudavicius, Jasmine Jasudavicius. Actually, it's not that hard. So this Manon Fiorot recently lost to Valentina Shevchenko, but she actually has an awesome record. Sorry, I'm looking Marlon Cheetah Vera. Amanda Vera, before her loss to Valentina, beat Erin Blanchfield, Rose Namajunas, Caitlin Seminara, Jennifer Maia, Mayra Buenasilva, Tabitha Ricci. Like, great record. Jasmine Jasudavicius also has an awesome record. Beat Jessica Andrade, Mayra Buenasilva, Ariana Lipski da Silva, Fatima Klein, Priscilla Cachoeira. I think that this is going to end up being a decision win for Manon Fiorot. The main reason that I say that is just because she has that higher level experience fighting for the championship. She also does a lot more output. She generally, throws an extra strike per minute than Jasmine does. So I see this just being a decision win for Manon Fiorot, but I could be wrong here. Anyway, who cares? It's a women's fight. Moving on to Cody Gibson versus Arika Lang, who's from China. Another one where Arika Lang does more output. They have a very similar record, very similar sort of fight style overall, but Arika Lang does put more output, but he also takes more shots. And Cody Gibson's a little bit more selective with his shots, but has better defense, and he has better takedowns and grappling, and Cody Gibson is more active with his wrestling than Arika Lang is. So again, in a 3-round bantamweight fight, I see there being a lot of decisions on this card. I don't think that it means that they're not going to be fun fights, but I do see Cody Gibson probably winning this by decision. Moving to the final, or the first card of the main card, but the final one that we're going to discuss here, Kyle Nelson versus Matt Frivola. Kyle Nelson is basically like a poor man's Josh Emmett. I think he's fought at featherweight and lightweight, but this is a lightweight fight against Matt Frivola. And this one I see going to Matt. It's just, again, he's had that higher level competition fight. Like, if you look at Kyle Nelson's recent record, he lost to Steve Garcia, beat Bill Algeo, Fernando Padilla, Blake Bilder. Like, we don't really know any of these people, right? And these fights were over the last few years. Like, he hasn't been super active. But Matt Frivola, yeah, he lost to Fares Ziam, lost to Benoit Saint-Denis, but those are two big guys. Like, beat Drew Dober, beat Otman Azaitar, beat Genaro Valdez. Fuck, I mean, we're starting to fall off a little bit here. Lost to Terrence McKinney, lost to Armin Sarukian. But again, those are big names. Like, that's a lot of really good experience. Beat Jalen Turner. Like, I just think that Matt Frivola has too much experience for this fight. I think they're going to be quite evenly matched up, honestly. But I think that Matt Frivola will be better at finding a way to win here. So that's it. Matt Frivola is going to win. Cody Gibson's going to win. Manon Fiorot is going to win. All three of those by decision. Eamon Zahabi is going to win, also by decision. Kevin Holland's going to win, probably also by decision. But Reinier is going to finish the card with a round 3 submission over Brendan Allen. Let me know what you guys think. And how do you feel about this fight not happening between RDR and Hernandez? That was honestly like the middleweight fight I was most excited for. Like, even outside of probably whoever Hamzat's going to fight next, because I think the winner of that fight is actually going to be the better matchup for Hamzat. Although Sean Strickland is saying that he is the only one that can actually out-wrestle Hamzat, so I'd be interested to see how that makes itself out as well. But yeah, like, subscribe, see you guys.